Now, another thing that was another big turning point in your career, and I guess another partnership, is your work with Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
Because you and Robert have done quite a few films.
8.
8 films together.
8 films.
How did that come about? Was he a fan and the same thing just basically approached you?
It was exactly that. He was a fan, grew up with the albums and the movies as a kid in Texas. And he said, hey, you know, I'm going to make a movie. And I said, okay, kid, when you get enough money. He got the money, calls me up. And then one thing led to from Desperado, from Dusk Till Dawn, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, all the Spy Kids movies.
Yeah.
You know, because he showed me this thing when we first met. It was called Bedhead. Yeah. And it was this little those live action film he made as a student at University of Texas. And it starred his brother and sister. And it was funny. It was really funny. And so when I was this other project, Cheech the Bus Driver, which was another musical thing for kids, and I wanted to turn it into a movie or a TV show. And they said, well, who would you like to be in it to direct? I said, well, Robert Rodriguez. And they looked at me like, are you nuts? This guy is all blood and guts. I says, no, he has this whole other side. It's a children's thing. Get out of here. So then Spy Kids comes out.
Yeah, huge success.
You know, see, I told you.
So, I mean, yeah, so that's another great partnership. Yet another one is your work with Kevin Costner in Tin Cup, and which is a great flick, and you met Don Johnson, right? Who turned out to be your next partner for a while.
Next partner for the next 6 years.
So how did that come about, working on Nash Bridges?
Well, I knew Don from before. I've known him for about 20 years before that.
Oh, wow, okay.
We were young bachelors in Hollywood.
Okay.
Who always find themselves at the same place at 2 o'clock in the morning. And and so I knew him. We were associates, you know. And so I got this gig on Tin Cup.
Yeah.
And they were wondering who's going to be Don's character, and a bunch of names got floated. But finally, Don shows up. And hey, how you doing? So we did one scene, the first scene in the movie, and we broke for lunch, and he goes in this trailer, and he comes back out, and he says, I got this script, and I'm gonna do this TV show, and I want you to be in it. I want you to be this guy. He dies in the first episode, but then we'll fix that.
Oh.
And so I said, well, okay. So we finished the movie, and it was a big success, and I flew from the set of Tin Cup to the set of Nash Bridges. And there I was for the next 6 years with Don.
6 years, man. That's a heck of a run.
It was great.
Wasn't there one episode where he had Philip Michael Thomas and Tommy came back and did a thing like that?
The same thing. It was a little stunt episode. It worked out great. You know, it was cool, you know.
Yeah.
We did it, but I still hadn't, I was still on my own line, you know, that I wanted to stay there.
Yeah. And yet you came full circle and reunited with Chong. With Tommy, right? Because you guys have joined forces again, and you're doing a thing, man.
We've been out touring for the last 4 years. It's
amazing. That.
You know, and I thought it would be difficult. But we got back on stage, and we had been apart for 20 years, and it seemed like we were apart for 20 seconds.
Wow.
Because it was just like so soaked into my DNA that we started right again.
You guys started right again. No, I mean, that's great to see just as a long-time fan.
It's fun.